Outwardly, the Ewing family farm looks like many others tucked away on the back roads of Indiana. But for Mark Ewing, the Vincennes farm carries a 200-year legacy. Built in 1804, the homestead represents not only his family's history, but Indiana's history as well.
I grew up here. I have, I think, the same affinity for this place that a lot of people have. I am the sixth generation to live here, and we're all direct lineal descendants, which makes it a little bit unique in that the people that have kept it have been direct descendants of the fellow that built the house. This farm in particular, I think, is important historically because of the person who started it. I mean, there were only 3 people in the state of Indiana that were on the government payroll in 1802, and one of them was Nathaniel Ewing. I mean, he's not Thomas Jefferson by any means, but he was part of the move west, and he was part of how the country grew and how they financed the Revolutionary War and how they paid soldiers, and all of those things I think are historically interesting beyond our family.
As settlement of the West continued, many of Nathaniel's children relocated to St. Louis. The homestead served as a summer getaway from the heat and disease of the city until the late 1880s, when former mayor of St. Louis, William L. Ewing, retired to the farm.
And when he moved to Vincennes, he was a single man, and he fell in love with a much younger farm girl from Vincennes. And the story is that she was sitting on a porch swing barefoot, and he was smitten by her. Molly lived out her life here after her husband, the mayor of St. Louis, died, and actually carried the farm through the Depression and considerable hard times.
Molly's devotion to the farm extended far past her own generation. Before she died, she took an astounding leap of faith, placing the farm in a trust for a generation not yet born, Mark and his sisters. For over a decade, the house remained empty, packed with straw to protect the walls from mold. After World War II ended, Mark's parents moved back to Montclair and began restoring the farm to its original glory. Today, inspired by the incredible faith entrusted to him by the great-grandmother he never knew, Mark has carried that legacy onward.
I made the decision now that I don't want a Kmart in my front yard. And I don't want somebody to develop this because there's been 200 years of people who didn't let that happen. And yet I know things are going to change through time. So Becca and I talked for a long time about how you protect the farm to be what it should be, what it always was, and what a lot of people sacrifice to maintain. I looked around southern Indiana and decided that Sycamore Land Trust was absolutely the best place to partner up because they had what I needed, which is somebody who would look after the farm and make sure it didn't turn into a housing development or a commercial development long after I'm gone and Becca's gone and Mac and Molly are gone. And so I'm real pleased the way that's turned out. When I look at this farm, it's a self-contained microcosm of life. And it tells a little story about self-sufficiency. It tells a story about independence. And it's important for people to see the sacrifices that people that came before them made to preserve what we today have.